There are times when we need to type in an Indian language. In this video, we will see how we can go about installing an app that will help us start typing and communicating in an Indian language. On this Android phone, I need to first go to the Google Play Store and look for an app called Google Indic Keyboard. It will look just so. If you don't find this, you need to look for it by typing Google Indic Keyboard in the search option and hit the search. So once it appears, you need to hit the install button. The installation happens in two stages. First, it will download all the files, and once it's done downloading, it will install the file. So you see it's done downloading, and it now says installing, and it's done. So now we are done installing the Google Indic keyboard. Let's try and type something in a local Indian language. So let me go back to my home screen and use my Evernote app to type something. So you can use any app which allows you to type, and in this case I'm just using an Evernote app. So I want to type in Hindi here. So let's see how we could do that. So I was expecting a Hindi or another Indian language keyboard to appear here since I installed Google Indic keyboard. But if you see, the keyboard is just English. For this sake, I need to change a setting on my Android phone. So let's see how to change that setting. Once we are in this keyboard, once we are in this app which allows me to write, I can pull down my menu, and when I can pull down the menu, I see here that I can change my keyboard. Right now it says change keyboard Google India Gboard. I choose that, and right now these are the three keyboard options I have, but I want to have more options including the Google Indic keyboard. For that, I need to first click on choose keyboards, which is at the bottom of the screen, and it gives me multiple options. And since I've installed Google Indic keyboard, which is the third option here, and you see it is switched off, I need to switch it on. It gives me a warning. It says this input method may be able to collect all the text that you type, including personal data. Right now, I believe this app, so I click on OK, and you need to take your personal judgment into account to click on OK. I click on OK, and I'm done, so I just go back to my keyboard. Right now, my keyboard still appears in English. How do I get a local keyboard? For that, if you notice at the bottom of the screen, right next to the space bar, there is a globe. There is a small icon which looks like a globe. So let me click that. And now I notice that just above, you notice a lot of numbers here, and just above these numbers I also see the Hindi letter A. So let me choose that. Once I choose that, it gives me three options. So there are three ways that I can use my Google Indic keyboard in. The first option is the top left option, where I will type in English. As you also can see from the illustration that you type using the English keyboard and it writes in Hindi. So let's see how to do that. I'm choosing the top left option, and let's say I want to type Bharat. So I type BHARATH. Even though I typed in English, you notice that the text that appears is in Hindi. Now let's see the other options available. In the second option, the top right option, Let's see how that works. The difference is I'm now seeing a Hindi keyboard and not the English keyboard. So how do I write the same letter? I type bha, bha, r. Right? So this may be more easier for a few people. And then there is the third option. Let's look at the third option. Right now I've already tested the top two options. There is the bottom option I haven't tried. So let me choose that. When I choose this option, it gives me a blank screen and there is no keyboard. All we need to do is write using our fingers, using just like a handwriting. So let me write Bharat. So this is the third way to input text using an Indic keyboard. Now I have written this 3 times. Now let's suppose I want to write in a different Indian language. So let's see how to do that. It's very simple. Right now, all other Indian languages are not added as an option. I need to add them as an option in the settings for the Google Indic keyboard. So you can go to settings. One of the ways to go to settings is like this on my phone, but you will be familiar with this setting option, and I will go to my setting option and choose language and input. Now if you notice, there is a section called keyboard and input methods. Under keyboard and input methods, there is Google Indic keyboard, which is the uh, third option. In my case, Google and Indic languages, it's what it says. I click on that. And the top option here is select input language. So let me choose that. And you notice that there are many other languages listed here. Right now, let me give you a demonstration of one other language. I know how to type in Kannada, so let me switch that on and then go back to my Evernote. So I'm back on my Evernote, and if I want to toggle between Hindi and one other language, which is an Indic language, what I could do is at the bottom where I see the space bar, where right now I see Hindi written, there is a small globe icon. I can choose that, and now on the top of the QWERTY keypad I see the Kannada layouts. There are two layouts here. You notice that the third option, which was the handwriting option, is not available for the Kannada, and it's not available for many other Indian languages. So I have two options right now. So let me choose the first option. So I have typed Bharat or Bharatha in Kannada. Similarly, if your language is listed as one of the options in the settings of the Google Indic keyboard, you can choose that and change your keyboard layout to your local language.